Hey guys, I'm Chewy Mew and welcome to my channel, but more specifically, welcome to another Chewy Mew review, where today we're taking a look at a custom figure that I made actually a few weeks ago. So this figure custom was made using an Invisible Woman from, I think it was a Fantastic Four box set. I bought the figure off of eBay, like for $9, and I bought it to make this custom, which I've never really bought a figure just to make a custom from it, but I decided to do so because if you guys remember, I got the Marvel Legends retro Spider-Man figure, and that figure is Gwen, and she came with an interchangeable head, which was Mary Jane. So I decided that body that you get is more for Gwen. It doesn't look too much like Mary Jane. It doesn't look at all like Mary Jane. So I decided, hey, let's make a custom for it. And that custom is here. It's custom Mary Jane using a Toy Biz Fantastic Four Invisible Woman. The only problem with the Invisible Woman figure is that the feet aren't level. The feet are kind of crooked. Like this leg is longer than this one. So when you put them down, yeah, she doesn't stand completely up straight. But here is the figure. So I already showed the face before, but there is the face, pretty face, Mary Jane's face. Very comic book accurate looking. Her hair was originally a much lighter red, and I painted it like a darker, or no, her hair was like a darker red. You can see there's a little bit of the paint there underneath. It looked like a very dark red. I feel like Mary Jane's hair is supposed to be more reddish, like the color of Spider-Man's costume. Like we take this guy, for example, which I reviewed in a past review. I feel like her hair is supposed to be closer to the color of his costume, whereas in the figure, her hair was more burgundy. Like, looked too dark for me to be Mary Jane, you know? It looked like too dark for Mary Jane. But this figure, I think this body for the figure worked pretty good. It's not a crazy hot looking figure, but I feel like it definitely gets what it needs to get done. The one thing is, she had a waist swivel here, which she doesn't anymore because I don't know why the waist swivel here doesn't work. I don't know, it just doesn't work. I don't think it broke or anything. It just, I don't know if it worked. But I went for kind of, this isn't like a Mary Jane body specifically, like not a specific design, because Mary Jane just wears clothes. It's not like, she doesn't have like a design like, you know, Spider-Man costume kind of thing. So I just did like I went for kind of like a Mary Jane theme, like, you know, wearing a black shirt with jeans and a belt too there. And I gave her the midriff just because that's kind of how Mary Jane dresses. You can see the what's it called, the belt loops where the black belt goes around. You can see some more spots where the belt loop goes. I was gonna make a belly button, but I don't have the skills to do that. I was originally gonna make the shirt a lot more, have like a much deeper V-neck to show some kind of cleavage, but I was like, no, I don't want to do that. The only issue with this is the arms here. If you look at the arms, you can see some spots where the paint doesn't go into the joints. And that's because these figures, when you make customs of them, there's no way to make the paint stay in those joints. Like it just doesn't work. Like I've tried a bunch of times. On the arms here, it's not as noticeable when you bend the joints. You can't really tell there's any paint coming off because it's also white, so it kind of blends in with their skin tone. Also, making human like skin tone colors, it's really hard. Her face isn't the same color as the rest of her body, and that's because making skin color on figures, that's just really hard to do. See, he's got some more jeans here. I was trying to add texture to it, but it does look kind of textury, but it's really hard to like do texturing with just paint. And I don't have the skills to like sculpt stuff like that. I could do like, you know, simple sculpting, but not like, you know, crazy good level sculpting. Her shoes are also black too, and on the bottom, I think I painted this so much that you can't even see the writing on the bottom of the foot, but well, put Chewy Mew on the bottom. Also, her head, since this ball joint can't peg onto this, I took a piece of clay, some black clay, because it blends in a little bit, and then I stuck it onto the head, so the head can still move, but it doesn't stick on to the body, like it doesn't pop onto a ball joint or anything. Overall, everything looks pretty good. There's not really any detail. There's not any 3D sculpting other than her head, but I think it looks pretty good. I think the body definitely works pretty good. It's like from the side standing like this, I don't know, something, she just looks kind of like hunched over. Like, I don't know, something just looks kind of funky about the character standing sideways like this. Like, it just looks hunched over something. I don't know what it is. Like, maybe the head needs to go for the back. I don't know what it is. It just looks kind of like she's hunching over a bit. But overall, I think it came out pretty good looking. I was gonna do just a regular shirt, but I decided, hey, I'm gonna do a midriff because that's kind of how she dresses. Like in Spider-Man 1, a lot of times you can see like her belly exposed there, like on the first part when she's on the bus, and then when she's talking to Peter in the alley. But overall, looks very nice, very good. Very good. Like I think this is definitely one of my best customs because most customs, a lot of the customs, I just like repaint figures or I add new aspects to the figure. I do make customs like I did a custom Toxin figure. I made some other ones, but I think this is in like my top three, I would say, or maybe top. I don't know. I'll do like a ranking my custom figures eventually, but this figure I definitely think came out pretty good. I typically don't make regular people customs. This is like my only like normal person customs because all the other ones are like villains or Spider-Man or something like that. But this is one of the few uh, regular human customs because most of them they're not just people. They're like super characters, stuff like that. There's hair up there. But either way, let's take a look at her articulation. The head, the head can look down, kind of. It kind of just can tilt side to side because the clay you can't really articulate with clay much. Her arms have the not butterfly joint, but the part where the arms kind of go out like this. I'm not too sure what the name for that is. It's not butterfly joint, but it's something else. The arms rotate here, rotation here in the what's it called? What's that called? The rotation there in the upper arm. Also, her head keeps coming off there. For some reason, they give rotation here. Like you can see, they both rotate. You can rotate at the start of where her skin starts, and then also up here at the shoulder. I don't know why they give that. They give that to the black cat, and the black cat gives me nightmares. Double bend in the elbow, rotation here, kind of like in the middle of the lower arm. A hinge in the wrist here. It's kind of hard to show you because I'm afraid of breaking these arms because they're very, very tiny. I feel like they're gonna break. And you can close the hands to make a fist. It would have rotation here in the waist, but I think it broke. I don't know what happened. I think I bought it and it was broken or something happened. I don't know. She does have an upper torso crunch, which goes forward pretty good. Doesn't go back much. The legs kick up pretty good. She can't do the splits much, which I don't know if Mary Jane would be able to do the splits, but maybe not. Rotation here in the upper thigh, double bend in the knee. Rotation here, originally where the boot was. A single bend in the, or no, very good ankle movement, and then good ankle pivot, and the toe bends up, not too much. It bends down really good, but doesn't bend up too much. And there we go. That's all for this figure. I think it's definitely a really good looking custom. My only problem with the custom is that the skin color doesn't match the face, but it's so hard getting skin color to look good with the paint. Like, you just can't. I don't know what colors to mix properly. It's really hard. It looks good. Like, when you look at the skin color on its own, it looks good, but then you look at her face, it doesn't match. Like, if we take the head off, look at the arm compared to the face, like, they look similar, but they're not exactly the same skin tone, but, yeah, well, that's fine. But yeah, very good custom. Definitely think this is one of my best customs. I don't know why she doesn't stand straight. Like, she should be standing like that, but she stands like that. But either way, that's all for this review. Let me know what you think about this figure in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next review.
Go get him, Tiger.